Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money channel. As you guys can see, Bitcoin is continuing to move to the upside after hitting this level down and around here, 91,300. We did see it over the last week or so. We did see Bitcoin move back up. Now, yesterday, Bitcoin was trading in and around 97,700 per coin. And today, as of the time of this recording, we're hitting 99,100. So just over $99,000 per coin. Of course, $100,000 is that immediate level of resistance that we have to break for Bitcoin. You guys can see it there on the chart. If I throw this trend on the 1 hour, you can see Bitcoin did reach that peak up and around here, roughly $100,000 before getting rejected, coming back down to this $91,000 level, coming back up, hitting that peak once again, getting rejected once again. But guys, we're getting very, very close. I want to remind you what Larry Fink did say back when Bitcoin was still trading in and around $63,000. Here's a hint. BlackRock keeps buying Bitcoin.
I believe Bitcoin is legitimate.
You have been a leader in willing to embrace crypto. You have made it so that people can be in Bitcoin. We hear that you are thinking about Ethereum. These are incredible things. Now, BlackRock is not known as a gunslinger by any means. So you obviously must believe that this may be as an alternative. Is this an alternative in order to be able, because of a deficit, maybe something long-term people should have?
Absolutely. As you know, I was a skeptic.
Yes.
I was a proud skeptic. And I studied it, learned about it, and I came away saying, okay, my opinion 5 years ago was wrong. Here's my opinion today. This is what I believe in today. I believe the opportunity today. I believe Bitcoin is legitimate. I'm not trying to say there's not misuses like everything else, but it is a legitimate financial instrument that allows you to have maybe uncorrelated, non-correlated type of returns. I believe it is an instrument that you invest in when you're more frightened, though. It is an instrument when you believe that countries are debasing their currency, debasing their currency by excess deficits, and some countries are. I believe we have countries where you're frightened of your everyday existence, and if you have an opportunity to invest in something that is outside your country's control, then you can have more financial control. And so I'm a major believer that there is a role for Bitcoin in portfolios. I believe you're going to see that as one of the asset classes that we all look at. I look at it as digital gold, as I said before, and I do believe there's a real need for everyone to look at it as one alternative to, I would say, the optimism that I have in the world. If you want to hedge hope, Bitcoin is not an instrument for hope unless you're hopeful you're going to make a lot of money on it. But I look at it as a vehicle in which you're expressing your financial acumen in something that you're more frightened of the world, you're more frightened of your existence. And I believe there's a great industrial use for it. And I think a lot of people are missing that.
I couldn't agree more. I changed my mind about it when you did. You admitted my thinking. It was like, you don't believe in it, so I can't believe it. I want to thank Larry Fink for the message of optimism.
I swear, Jim Cramer's opinion just changes like the wind. Nevertheless, we've got Larry Fink here saying he was bullish on Bitcoin again. This was back when Bitcoin was still trading in and around $63,000. Of course, since then, Bitcoin has moved up significantly. That next push to the upside, though, that is what we are eyeing for the King crypto, for altcoins as well. Again, let me just throw this back on the daily for you guys. You can see we did recently hit a new high for Bitcoin back in mid-December. But guys, we're coming back up in January, looking very, very promising. You can see fear and greed is sitting at 60 there. Bitcoin dominance is still sitting at 55.8. Market cap is sitting in around 3.52 trillion. So that's up by a little bit along with volume too from the top 100 cryptocurrencies. Still, though, a fairly quiet day, although we are seeing some green in the space. Bitcoin is up 1.62%. XRP back in number 3. So back in the number 3 spot, up 1.79% in the last 24 hours, but up 15.6% in the last 7 days. So that is significant. Solana's up too. BNB coins in the green, Dogecoins in the green, albeit within the last 24 hours, we're only seeing single digits. The thing we always want to see, of course, is double-digit gains day after day after day for weeks on end. And, this is, when we do see that, that will be another signal that we are going through the euphoria phase. For more information on what I'm doing, what I'm trading, my targets, guys, I just posted the latest update for my cash out plan, multi-pronged cash out plan over there at patreon.com/workingmoneychannel. So sign up there if you guys are interested in seeing what I'm doing this particular bull run. Remember, this bull run will likely be very, very different than 2021. Raoul Pal has even identified something that, I didn't even think of this until he mentioned it. This one courtesy of Jungle Inc. Raoul Pal believes most crypto investors still have PTSD from the 2021 bull run and will sell far too early in 2025.
Ask most people who were in last cycle, and that was their first cycle, they have tremendous PTSD. Because they looked back on the 2017 cycle, and 2017, the market peaked in March before tax season. It then corrected, so it peaked at 2000. It then kind of corrected, and then it went up. It went up 10x in 4 months.
You had the China correction in between as well.
And so last time, I also thought, okay, we saw the tax season correction, then the rally back up. It was a big correction, down 50.
Mm-hmm.
Then it shot up, and it's like, okay, it's going to be 2017 again. And it wasn't, because the central banks were starting to withdraw liquidity, and the business cycle had been brought forward by the massive liquidity was starting to come away, and that was the end of that. So this time, when you go on X and you see people, they are so PTSD'd by that I think that many will sell tax season March and then get trapped out.
Mm-hmm.
And then they'll expect an early peak, and maybe it does peak. From my liquidity work, it still suggests that it peaks at the end of the year, towards the end of the year. But it depends what happens to liquidity. But if that is the case, I just think the risks are here. And then the risk is 2026 is the people who then sold out, maybe they screwed it up and maybe they got out like I did in 2017 way too early. You then try and buy it back, and you end up buying back at much higher prices, which is what happened to me. I ended up buying back in COVID in that crash, and I got in at 6,500, but I'd sold out at 2,000.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd done the job. I sold out into strength and bought into weakness. Difference was, in a secular exponential uptrend, the difference between that peak and that trough was like this.
You understand what he's saying there, right? Because the bull run was so strong in 2017, he thought he was doing the right thing. And I mean, he was doing the right thing on paper. But if you do sell out, I think he's talking about that March peak before tax season. He sold into strength, so the market did in fact go up. But then he sold out of everything. Even if he made 500+%, the market still went up exponentially from the trough of the 2015 bull cycle. So up 9,100%. And even if you buy back down in and around here, you still are buying back in way higher than when you sold out. If he did say he sold out back in and around here. So the math, I mean, on paper, I mean, you're still selling into strength, buying into weakness, but that differential is something like, what is it there? Still 200, almost 230% over what you sold at. So guys, this is why we're trying to pinpoint this market. This is why I started the Patreon. We want to be very careful with this. We do not want to make those kinds of mistakes that Raoul Pal is explaining there. And even in 2021, I mean, I did sell out of some of my cryptocurrency, but I did not sell out of enough. I feel like I could have sold out more. And then the market, of course, came back down. Should have bought in more positions down and around here. But guys, I was trapped. I was holding too much in terms of crypto equity. So I did save up some more money. I did buy up some cryptocurrency down and around here. And those coins are, well, some of them are doing very well percentage-wise. Guys, we're still very, very early on in 2025, and this year is looking to be the best so far. Vet here posting this, the XRP ledger is currently not too stable. I don't know if you guys heard the rumor. Folks are troubleshooting where possible right now. If you run a node with a lot of peers, please don't restart for now. So apparently there has been some destabilization on the XRP ledger. What's happening, says Risk Takedown here. Vet saying network a little noisy. potentially. Deep dives into the XRPL peering and validation behavior with lots of nodes is necessary to better understand that behavior. Noisy in what sense, he asks, is the network being spammed? Imagine this, says Vet, a coffee shop with nodes are sitting there talking and hearing each other perfectly. Now, a lot more people come into the coffee shop talking also to each other. Issue is now that the whole coffee shop is a lot noisier, so it's hard to hear each other, and that makes the conversation difficult and unstable. Not clear whether that's the culprit, but that's what I assume. So I don't know. I haven't heard too much more about XRP ledger congestion, but Dr. Artur Kojakulov here, commenting on the structure of the XRPL, he says it's unacceptable that a multi-billion-dollar blockchain like the XRP ledger offers zero incentives for node operators. That could be a controversial take, I think. Running a node on the XRP ledger is crucial for businesses operating on the ledger, yet it comes with costs. Without incentives to offset these expenses, node operators lack motivation to prioritize the network stability and problem solving. As the meme goes, minimal wage, minimal effort. This mindset risks undermining the network's long-term health and reliability. It's time to reconsider how we support and value the contributions of node operators. While the subject of this discussion in a quoted tweet is not as an incentive mechanism, I strongly believe there is a direct correlation. Well, Mayuka Vadari down here did comment, no blockchain offers rewards for running nodes, only validators. And Kojakulov did say, in many blockchains, a node becomes validator once the staking amount passes the threshold, for example, the multiverse verse X. Also, it is very often an interchangeable term, but hey, at the end of the day, you call a feature atomic batching before consideration what atomic batching is in the wider crypto world. We are looking into the problem the words are forming, or we are looking into a wording problem. He's asking that question there, and Verdari does respond down here. Based on a quick perusal of the docs, the Multiverse X equivalent to what this refers to as nodes on the XRPL is observer mode, so as opposed to validator nodes. Since you were referring to the XRP ledger, in my opinion, it's a pretty safe assumption that you were using the XRPL's definition, where nodes equals validators. Yes, I did incorrectly use the phrase atomic swaps once and immediately corrected it, like the term node. Different blockchain users use the term atomic differently. So she's just commenting on the vernacular there. Dr. Artur Kojakulov did comment, in the crypto world, it's customary to use the term node. So just going on about, pretty much the technicals of the XRP ledger. I want to get back to this concept here, though. Do you guys think that validators should be rewarded? I mean, it's kind of surprising. I got to say, I haven't heard of too much congestion on the XRP ledger to the point where it has been slowing down and being affected. Put it down in the comments if you guys have an opinion on this. Haven't heard too much more about this, so I don't think it's a huge problem, at least not as of now. If anything else does develop, though, I will let you guys know in an update. Anyway, wanted to thank Vadari, Dr. Artur Kojakulov, and Vet here just for posting that. Now, guys, we got a big tweet last night from Brad Garlinghouse, the CEO of Ripple. He says 75% of open roles, guys, at Ripple are now based in the United States due to the Trump effect. So boom goes the dynamite. See, this is what happens when you have favorable crypto regulation in your home country. This shift in focus towards the U.S. market is part of Ripple's response to the Trump effect, which is believed to be making crypto more favorable in the United States. So Brad Garlinghouse did come on the record saying this. Incoming U.S. President Donald Trump is widely expected to be a positive catalyst for the crypto market, but his promises are already bumping businesses for locally based crypto firms. Financial firms Ripple Labs, which offers payment rails in the RLUSD stablecoin using the XRP ledger, is reporting a bump in local deals and hiring efforts ahead of Trump's inauguration on January the 20th, pinning growth on the upcoming administration's campaign promises. And so I got a couple of quotes down and around here, which I will be getting to in a second. Garlinghouse did also say that the company is now almost exclusively hiring in the United States, which is a shift from the company's expansion offshore during the previous Joe Biden administration. Well, they kind of had no choice, right? They had to hire offshore. They did have deals in other countries around the world, and that's because the administration at the time was not clear about cryptocurrencies. So Ripple had to pivot. They still had, there was still a company that wanted to do business. They still had other partnerships. So they decided, okay, we'll go, to other countries and focus our efforts over there at the moment. Well, now, guys, things are changing. Donald Trump coming into office in about 2 weeks. And so this is now what Brad Garlinghouse is coming out and saying. And so here's just another another article to that point. This one courtesy of XRP Crypto Wolf, basically stating it. And, it's a stunning reversal compared to previous years during which the enterprise blockchain company conducted the majority of hiring abroad, as I had just mentioned there. As of now, Ripple has 31 job openings in San Francisco and New York, and most of them being within the engineering sector. Garlinghouse claims that the SEC chair Gary Gensler froze its business opportunities at home for years. On the cusp of the SEC lawsuit that was filed in December of 2020, Ripple considered its global headquarters outside the U.S., and that also contained, and Garlinghouse also claimed that 75% of the company's customers were not from the U.S. during an interview with Julia Chatterley. This was back, December 2020. So right after they got sued. However, you guys remember they ultimately decided to stay in their home country despite regulatory hostility and legal issues. In 2022, Garlinghouse said that the company was operating as if it had already lost by hiring more people outside the United States. Ripple executives have repeatedly criticized the SEC for harming the cryptocurrency industry. In 2023, though, Ripple's boss revealed that the company was still doing a whopping 80% of its hiring outside the United States. Well, look at how much difference just over a year can do. Cowboy Crypto did also comment on this. We signed more US deals in the last 6 weeks of 2024 since the election than in the previous 6 months. And guys, here's the Brad Garlinghouse tweet. 2025 is here and the Trump bull market is real. For Ripple, this is even more personal after Gensler's SEC effectively froze our business opportunities here at home for years. The optimism is obvious and very deserved. So then he goes on to say, today, 75% of Ripple's open roles are now US-based, while over the last 4 years, the vast majority of hires were outside the United States. We signed more deals in the US in the last 6 weeks of 2024 since the election than the previous 6 months. And he posts months in all caps. Team Trump is already jumpstarting innovation and job growth in the US with Scott Bessent, David Sachs, Paul Atkins, we've talked about them, and others at the helm, and they aren't even in office yet. Say what you want, but the Trump effect is already making crypto great again through this campaign and in the administration's day one priorities. And so Brad did post this yesterday on a Sunday, and some people on X were also commenting on that point too. The fact that a CEO of a big company would post this on a Sunday, I think this is bigger than you guys might think. When Brad is tweeting on a Sunday about exponential new growth of both clients in the crypto bull market and saying the event causing it has not even happened yet, but will soon, lock the F in. This coming from Niche Bucks here. Guys, the Trump bump, whatever you want to call it, going to have a serious effect on cryptocurrency, on XRP. Even Rob Art here commenting, XRP is building a massive bull flag. Exchanges are relisting it just in time for the bull run. Broke out of a 7-year-long triangle. Closed yearly candles above $2. The turbo pump is just around the corner. So let's go back to the XRP chart because I've got a wild hunch that we are going to see this next breakout is going to outperform even what I had initially thought. And my Patreon subscribers know I'm bringing out my targets slowly but surely because I want to keep an eye on this market and I want to make sure that I try to maximize my XRP profits as we move further into 2025. So a big bull flag coming out here. As you guys can see, this is just another screen grab of that bull flag. Let me bring up the XRP chart for you guys. So since about December 31st, January 1st, pretty much right on the button there, you guys can see XRP did start to move up again. Now, technically on the daily, we are still seeing lower highs, but hopefully we start making some higher lows here. So that looks like it has reversed, and hopefully this next pump to the upside is going to blow your mind. VS Kamiyama did tag me in this post here from Papa. XRP breakout this Tuesday, Wednesday will confirm the simulation we live in. First phase is done with over 450% that rally. So he's commenting on a half percentage compared to March 2017. Second phase is loading with 800% half of May 2017. Both cycle XRP rallies after the new moon within 7 days and went into all-time high. Now, if you guys didn't catch the video I did on even if we caught half of the percentages that we caught in 2017, that would still bring XRP price up significantly. I'll link that video up here in the top right-hand corner if you guys didn't catch it. So he's bringing up the 2017 chart compared to the 2024-2025 chart for XRP. And if, in fact, we are finally done, okay, with this retracement, if we have seen the lowest now for XRP for that retracement, and we consider this pump up here was 1,473%, well, guys, half of that would be roughly, divide that by 2, would be roughly 736%. And so if we consider that and we take a price tool from the bottom, okay, so from right there, and we bring XRP up 736%, where would that bring us in terms of price? Guys, roughly in and around here. And you know what's interesting about that? I always love to look and see and find different correlations with the chart and, notice different things here. If I throw a Fibonacci from here all the way to here, so as you guys can see, that would blow past the Fibonacci. But when you line up the 0.5 right in there, or sorry, not the 0.5, it was the 0.382. You line the top up there with the bottom of the trough there. And guys, look at that. You get very, very close to the 3.618 for this next potential pump to the upside, bringing XRP up, yes, to double digits, $16.15 per coin. That is taking into account the 50% theory, a conservative estimate based on fractal patterns from 2017. So guys, do you think this is possible? Do you think XRP can build that momentum? I mean, I think Brad Garlinghouse is already suggesting that it can, but that's just my opinion. I want to hear what you guys think. And if you guys want to see what I'm doing this bull run again, patreon.com/workingmoney channel for all my trading moves. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.